Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday night, and that means only one thing. It's time for TCS eSports League. Good Rocket League going on. We've only got 3 matches today. Unfortunately, Team Sir versus Lawsane is not going to be shown on stream. Sir can't make it today, so that's a forfeit for them. Lawsane extend their lead, and they didn't even have to work for it today. I'm Digital Bacon. Joining me, first of all, is Stroby from the Arctic Gaming roster. We're actually having a bit of a players' day today because all my co-commentators, we've got Stroby up first, then Timo from Whiffmasters, and then to finish it off, Syntax from Silent Gaming. It's definitely going to be hyped. First of all, first thing's got to say, Stroby, how you doing, my dude?
I'm fine, and I'm so hyped to cast the TCS match because it's like such a big thing to be on stream. Like, I cast other tournaments, but to be like on this stream, it's a big day for me.
So let's try and ease you into it, okay? So we've got what I would probably say lots of people would say is a relaxed game, but it's not going to be an easy one to cast because it's Whiffmasters versus Monk first up on the stream, which is actually a really, really vital game. I'm sure you would know here looking at it because currently Arctic is sitting at 4th, but we were talking about it before. There is like a 2-game buffer between you guys and 5th. But you're watching this going, okay, who's going to try and fight and take away our 4th spot for us? And Monk have been on the rise recently, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been on the rise. They seem to have sorted out their problems, I guess. And they've really shown up. They even got like 2 wins off Lausanne.
Yeah. That was a nuts game, just going to say, because if you guys at home, of course, aren't following the stats so closely, Lausanne, the top team in the league first, going up against Monk 8th, and every single game apart from the last one was differential by 1 goal. The actual 3rd and 4th game going to overtime. Monks tried their darndest to take it, didn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, Monk was a team that showed up during the qualifiers. They weren't known in the Swiss community before, and everybody was like, damn, they're strong. And it seems like they can show up lately. They can show up their strength.
Yeah, they have definitely been improving. And it's actually, strangely enough, by the inclusion, the sort of promotion of their sub-player, Sabo Muffins, replacing Death Monk on the roster. And he has been a vital part of that, where he's able to step up the Monk's game and near enough work alongside, I'm going to say it now, Bad Monk, who's been putting on, I would say, the mechanical skill, and Sad Monk doing a lot of the mental aspects, setting up rotations, getting those passes in. He's just been able to slot in and make this roster stronger. It's not anything against Death Monk, but it was like that sort of final cog they needed. Sometimes you do have to change a player, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Sabo Muffins is, from my perspective, a very mechanical player, like you said. And Sad Monk, I know him personally, and he's really like that team captain role. He's able to push up his team, set in rotations, get his plays going.
Okay, so quickly having a look at Whiffmasters then, because we just spoke about the Monks. But Whiffmasters, they've, I'm trying to think how to put it nicely, essentially, because Timo's joining me next on stream, but they've sort of hit a slump recently, haven't they?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're in a slump. I mean, they were able to perform counts, but it seems lately they weren't in the position to play their game. I don't know why, because like Whiffmasters, it's their name, Whiff. They have sort of this aspect. Still, you can't count out Whiffmasters because they gonna take you up if you're underestimated.
To talk about it, Whiffmasters have not won in the last 4 weeks. Granted, the first of those losses was against Sir, one of the incredible teams in this league, if you don't mind the pun. Then it was the start of Monk, sort of like turning it up, essentially. That was when they really started to get on a roll, and they beat Whiffmasters. And then the last 2 weeks, funnily enough, it's all been down to you and your boys over at Arctic there, Straby, where back to back, you've faced them 2 weeks in a row, both 3-1 wins. What was your sort of like strategy to beat Whiffmasters?
I mean, to beat Whiffmasters, we just played our game. We didn't really like focus to counter anything. We're just like focusing on what we could do best. So that's basically me and Milox trying to set up something in the offense, and the third player, that was Yagi, just cleaning up in the back mostly. And that's how we're going that stuff. We're pretty relaxed while playing, so we don't go like stressing out or whatever. We just try to play a solid game, and I think that's what we were able to do that got us the edge over Whiffmasters.
Yeah, definitely nerves, that mental aptitude is going to be massive here. Because remember, between these two teams, this is a giant game. Monk win this, they then join the rest of the pack and are no longer the bottom of the leaderboard per se. They join on 2 wins. Whiffmasters need this to close that gap, of course, onto you lads over at Arctic. Game already underway, and Teemo pulling out the first goal 7 seconds in.
Yeah, and it seems like Monk had their first defensive mistake, where Sad Monk actually with the ball there at the sidewall, which enabled Teemo to put one in.
Yeah, big opening goal. Whiffmasters need to put their foot down and assert dominance straight away, especially now that Fresh is on the roster. We've seen Amard across the last couple of weeks, and Mako. It's been a while since we last saw Fresh. Let's see if he can be the key to getting the win today. Sad Monk challenging, putting it into the middle. There is bad. Unfortunately, not getting the touch he wants, but it's all aggression, all pressure here. And that's what you want against the Whiffmasters. Put them on the back foot. Make sure that they're in defense, because their attack can really be threatening.
Yeah, Whiffmasters tend to pull back a lot if you set them under pressure. So if Monk is able to put the pressure on over some time, Whiffmasters is going to crumble for sure.
Teemo on the ball. Unfortunately losing control, and Sabo picks that up. Again, pressure being applied. The Monks wanting to control that middle boost and make it so hard to get this ball cleared away by the Whiffmasters. In the middle, Wizard. Wizzy, if anyone else knows. I don't know why he keeps changing his name. Do you know why, Stroby?
Yeah, it's like a little meme in this. Oh!
Oh, nerves of steel there from Sad Monk, jumping across the net, the superhero of the Monks to keep that one out. Fresh can't get that past Sad Monk. Bad Monk's up in the air, and unfortunately Fresh just going to redeem that poor hit, and that makes a brilliant knock over to the corner.
Yes, Monk definitely putting up the pressure. Still, it seems like they're having miscommunications back in their defense, which enables Whiffmasters to come forth every time.
Yeah, and we've known it all throughout the season. The Monks are actually a really strong team in their team play if they can get it right, because that is near enough all they have. They're, to be harsh about it, outclassed in the mechanics by most of the other teams. But that chemistry, if it's going right, is pretty much one of the strongest in the league, isn't it, Stroby?
Absolutely. I think Monk, they have such a strong team synergy. Like, they know how to rotate without words. They know how to like pressure their opponents, but it almost seems like Teemo just snuck one in.
Yeah, Teemo here, great patience on him. Normally we talk about patience in rotations and being able to notice your teammates, but waiting for that ball to hit the ground at the perfect time. As soon as that ball hits the ground, that's your perfect time to hit the ball, because as it's bouncing up, you can add on extra momentum, knock that into net, making it too fast there for the defender to get up and save it.
Absolutely right here. Seems like Monk still isn't able to get their final touches to get that final shot on goal, which could lead to a goal for themselves.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like they're trying to charge the ball into the net. Oh!
And there it is.
Charge it into the net, or just try and hit as hard as you can, using the crossbar this time. Sad Monk, great ball there, just lingering in front of the net, making sure that if the ball is hit anywhere within range of him, he's going to be able to drop it on down.
Yes, absolutely. Whiffmasters aren't the strongest team in terms of defense. They tend to have double commits if it isn't clear who's going to the ball, and Monk was able to profit from that.
Would you say that's partly because they play with near enough all 5 members of their team? It's like the only team in TCS. Again, nothing clear there. The second man jumping on in. That's going to be a runaway from Sadmon. Great save there. Putting it off to the side, pinching it with that backboard. But the attack's still on. Teemo does clear it away, but it's straight into Sabo. Sabo positioned himself so well. The ball's going to linger in front of the net. Fresh tries to get it away, but Sadmon holds up the midfield, and pressure continually a Pride. Fresh with a great hit, but not to the corner.
Yes, and Whiffmasters now in charge of the play here. We see a lot of good plays from them. Almost a shot on goal there from Wizzy. We got Fresh now putting it in, and it gets cleared by Monk.
Yeah, Whiffmasters making good of their chances. The problem is, due to all that boost control that Monks have been putting on, you can see Wizzy here having no boost. You look at Timo, he's the only one back, and he's the only one with boost. Fresh now actually has been able to pick up some on his routing, but Whiffmasters are playing a very controlled game here because they have no choice otherwise.
Absolutely, I think that Fresh is in the roster now, playing for them. And their style gets a lot more controlled because he's just putting up that solid hits, that solid offense, playing that backbone sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like their game has completely changed because when you notice with Amard, it's almost like Timo and Amard both go on a massive attack together, and even sometimes Wizzy puts it in. So it's almost like you have essentially 3 strikers. Now you're seeing Wizzy sort of like, I'd say, chill off, and Timo comes in as a third man sort of to try and secure goals. They're playing a lot more controlled and slow, which is a bit strange for the Whiffmasters to play this slow in their pacing.
Yes, absolutely. And as we have 3 seconds left, there's still a chance for Monk if they're able to keep it up. Now Sabo, maybe with the chance, starts with it and drops it.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but it is a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. Every week, every single game is a best of 5 in league play. And Monk definitely not out of it. It was a close game. If anything, you'd think just from the possession plays that Monk were in control of this. It was just down to Whiffmasters making the most out of those chances, and Timo just basically pouncing on the ball both times.
Yes, absolutely. Timo was always at the right time, at the right place. And as you said, like the possession was for Monk. They had most of the pressure, but mistakes in the defense led to goals for Whiffmasters. So if they're able to sort that out, they are able to take the win in the matches and even in the series.
Yep, and as we said, big game for both these two teams. They've got to win it. Utopia Coliseum at dusk, probably up there in my top 3 maps. Just absolutely spectacular for these two teams to battle on. Stroby, what do you think? You like this map, or what's your favorite?
Of all the maps, like I like Utopia Coliseum. I like that map, but I think like my favorite is like the standard EFH stadium, to be honest.
You're basic. That's the problem. Right, so kicking it off in a very basic kickoff as Wizzy tried to put it into corner. You can see the clear away from the Monks. Fresh, not going to be able to keep that ball close enough. A good hit by Sam Muffins. No one back in net. Massive overcommitment. Sabo trying to line this up for Bad Monk. Didn't actually even have it get a touch. Took so long there for the Whiffmasters to get back in defense.
Yeah, I already started to shiver from Sabo there, but Batman in a good position to put that in. And again, Whiffmasters, now they're having their defensive mistakes with a double commit from both Timo and Wizzy, which led to a wide open net for Monk.
What? Ooh, so close there from Wizzy and not a follow through. I was expecting Timo to jump on that one once again, but he's making sure this time, after that big mistake to open the game, that there's someone covering net, and you can't blame them in this case. That's what you're told to do 99% of the time. It's very rare that those sort of dogpile goals actually occur.
Yes, absolutely. And now Whiffmasters are in pressure phase there right now. And it seems like from watching Monk, like in the defense, if they're like playing on their backboard, it doesn't seem like communication is right. It always gets chances for Whiffmasters there.
It seems though Monks aren't, like, what they need to do is look to pass out to each other in their defense, making sure that they're connected.
Oh, Sabo!
What?
What happened there? It's Timo and Fresh with a slow ball into midfield, and yeah, that was unfortunate.
I don't know. Yeah, what happened there? Maybe Sabo thought that was going to be a roll, like that was going to roll up the wall, and he just got caught off guard. Sabmonk not going to be able to put that. And great hit from Sabo, but unfortunately Wizzy too good in the defense. Nice little bump play. You can see Badmonk trying to push that off to the side. Fresh He's got good touch onto this and a better touch by Sabmonk to save it. Both of these two teams trying to really play the mental games against each other.
Yes, it almost seems like the pressure is, I think, equal in both teams. It's 1-1 still. So probably the team that got this more solid defense is gonna take that win here.
And I don't know why, but I feel that Whiffmasters have the more solid defense. Like you said earlier, a little bit disjointed in the defense from the Monks. But Whiffmasters do overcommit. As long as they can make sure they don't have someone like too far upfield, they're going to be able to get back to the net, be able to save everything. Because the Monks at the moment are struggling to get shots on target.
Yes, that's for sure. And like I think the point is with Whiffmasters, difficult to say. They're getting the more solid hits out of their defense, and that is what Monk is struggling with, to get that boomer, to relieve the pressure, and to pick up some boost pads and reorganize the defense again.
I was about to say it, Costa's Curse. This was coming.
Costa's Curse.
Soon up on that crossbar. You saw this from Bad Monk, a great 50-50. And Sabmonk read it so well. Communication once again being picked up. Bad Monk there, when you go for 50-50s like that, you have to predict and call to your teammate where it's going to go, don't you?
Yeah, 50-50s from that part of the wall that's dropped in front of their net are so dangerous for the defending team. And I think in this situation it's important to have a player at the backboard to challenge the ball early, already in the air.
Yeah, and then a player in net as well, just in case it goes awry. So, Monks, 2-1 up, a complete reversing of the tables from the last game. Whiffmasters need to close it. Unfortunately, Fresh couldn't get the redirect. He's in a good position, though, to make this block. Into the middle it will go. Unfortunately, Sabo can't get onto it, and Timo takes control. We've seen what he can do already. Picking up 2 goals for the Whiffmasters. Surely he's got to be looking for a third. Ball into the middle. And Fresh gets his second here in game number 2.
It almost seems, I don't know who was defending there. That hit, it was Bad Monk who had like a little boost left, and so he couldn't reach that ball in time. And Fresh, he was feeling that and just went up for the shot and placed it perfectly on the crossbar.
That case there is exactly why boost management, boost control, like making sure you're using the right amount, is so important. If Fresh had 12 more boosts, one of those small little pads, he would have been able to go up and reach the ball. Unfortunately, he had to dodge because he ran out. It's the little minute things that result in goals in Rocket League.
Yes, boost.
Great control from Timo as well.
Yes, absolutely. Boost control is so important in high-level Rocket League because boost enables a player to move freely, and if that's not there, like what you gonna do?
Sabmonk knocking it downfield. Timo keeping this pressure alive. Chases onto it. That's an open net.
Still out.
That was a lingerer. Well done to jump into the net. But Timo here, again, that use of boost to keep it and pop it over the defender. Massive. No one in the net was the true crime there, though.
Yeah, Timo is such a fast player. If he's given boost, he's gonna wreck your defense, and he just showed that with a good 50-50, and no one back from Monk to defend that ball.
So Whiffmasters retake the lead. They're already 1 game up in this series. They keep this scoreline. They're going to be 2-0 up, and that is match point. Scary time for the Monks, who are looking for another one. A great redirect! What was that from Bad Monk?
So greatly down from him to see the ball, have the patience to wait for it, and just a backflip to put it into net. Beautifully done there by Bad Monk.
You rarely see bicycle kicks like that. Like, the backflip was beautiful there. I love it when players pull out a little bit of style.
Absolutely. I think even when the defender would have been back there, long posts, he wouldn't have been able to save that.
No, because it went so high into the net. It was such a difficult one to be able to predict. Like you said, most players would keep the ball low. Oh my god, Timo!
Mr. Clutch.
Out of nowhere, like you said, Clutch. Brilliant hit off the backboard, chases it up and dunks it on down. That's got to be the nail on coffin for game number 2. Timo has just won the game for his team.
Probably, but don't speak too early. Still 10 seconds left. Maybe Monk is able to sort out some things here. But Timo again. What
He
is
has
happening?
no mercy. He's just going to buy the time. He doesn't care for the goal. That is just baiting out your opponents and adding a little bit of salt on top. Whiffmasters 2-0 up in the series. Stroby, I've got to ask you the $1 million question here.
Oh.
What do Monks have to do to get the win now? Because it's reverse sweep time for them, and that is not an easy task.
I think so far I've seen a good defense from Monk, but they got a lot of mistakes, a lot of like whiffed balls into defense. I think there was only one goal from a mispositioning from Monk. The others were all because of whiffs, basically whiffs in the defense. Monk needs to hit those balls up, to hit those balls, like to even hit the ball, to be able to put up some pressure to get the defense rolling and then transition to offense.
I definitely feel, yeah, they need to work on possession essentially of the ball. And I feel linking up with each other, because if you've noticed as well, they too often sort of just try and run it at net to charge it forward without using passing plays. The current state of Rocket League, if you're just going straight for net, it's going to get saved because it's too easy to predict, isn't it?
Yeah, today's Rocket League, the defense got so good. If you're not able to pass like the ball into an open space to a teammate, you're not able to get past defense.
It's funny because I can remember back in like pre-season, like to the first season of Rocket League, and it was a case of if you could aerial, you would get the goal. No one could save that. And it's strange how much Rocket League has come on. It's almost like we're toddlers back then, and now we're full-grown adults with the change in the game. Wizzy, I thought he was going to be able to get that on target. Fresh keeps the dream alive. Still keeping it alive with Timo. In front of net, Sabmonk saving his team, but his job is not done yet. Sabo gets up into the air, needs to charge this away. Good follow through, good block for the second touch, but Fresh is there, can't get it on target. Good pot from Sabmonk as well. Sabo? Badmonk getting it. That's still on chance. Badmonk with a shot, but Wizzy keeps it away.
Yes, and we just saw an onslaught of shots from Whiffmasters there, but they weren't able to pull back in the right time, and so Monk got a great chance. So
Sabmonk. Let's get this downfield. There's two teammates in the corner. Not good for them rotation-wise. Sabmonk does try to keep this pressure going, but there is no structure to this. This is just flip-flopping all about. It's almost like a swimming lesson, and no one really can swim just yet. You're just splashing. Nothing really being moved forward. Sabo with the shot, but wide of net. Wizzy well structured to get that off to the corner. Push back to Timo. Good link-ups, but good block there from Sabmonk.
yeah, and we're seeing, like you said, the swimming lesson. The ball is just ping-ponging from one side to the other, and it's not really clear which team got the upper hand in this match.
Yeah, this has been a really odd one, because I've heard of scramble defense, you know, when you're just rushing back to net trying to make a save. This just feels like scrambled everything. There is nothing sort of like being...
Oh!
What?
That was
a mishit.
A mishit there.
Wizzy did good. This is just standard general pressure, but you would expect the defender there just to be able to think of where it was coming. I think the problem was just purely too much pace on the ball. Wizzy, I don't know how he got so much speed on it, and I'm just going to say it as well. The accuracy to put it there, nuts. But it was just like out of left field. It was not expected at all.
Yeah, and Wizzy, he's known to get like these wall boomers that just boom on your net and you're not able to like defend properly. He's known for these shots.
And actually, those hits are so dangerous in that sort of scramble play. When near enough, you're not expecting anything serious to be put on. It's just threat, and you're just trying to look to restructure yourself. So a big, powerful hit like that throws you completely off guard, and it's going to be a goal. Wizzy making perfect use of the situation.
Yes, and we're just seeing now a pressure phase from Whiffmasters. It almost seems like they got their offense going in this game after that first goal they did. And Timo!
Ooh.
That was such a beautiful touch from him.
And a beautiful little steal, so dainty, so gentle with the ball here, Fresh. Look at it.
Giving it the last tip.
He knows stats are important in this. We've been tracking them all throughout league play. Fresh just knows he hasn't been able to play every game and he needs to make this one count. An extra goal means, what is it, an extra 50 points? With the shot, that makes it an extra 65 points? He's counting them.
Yeah, around that. He needs to compensate for his absence the earlier season.
Well, 2-0 from the Whiffmasters. Monk, they still have time to pull it back. It's going to take a lot of work, though. Trying to push this upfield, but that's kept away almost easily. Sab Monk structuring himself very well in the midfield. Can't be said on the opposite side. Wizzy needs to get this away. Sabo up high. The push in towards the corner. We'll stay there. Sabo with a chance now. Unfortunately, can't get the shot on target. It's not pretty to watch right now, is it?
No, especially not after that. Wizzy with another shot there. And it wasn't a fast shot, but it was perfectly placed. Perfectly placed. Sabo with no boost, couldn't defend it, and just snug into that left corner.
And the problem was they put all three members into the attack, using up all that boost. So on their retreat, they used all their boost to sort of get back to that midfield line. After that, they had nothing in the tank to make the defense. Why we say rotations are so important in this, and why Monk look a little bit, I would say, shaky in this game. Nice hit though, Sab Monk. Feel free to make me shut up and get the equalizer. Go ahead. But it's because their strength comes from team plays. That was actually really beautiful. I didn't see that, how the two attackers sort of went in and pressured the net. I didn't catch that on the stream camera.
No, I didn't either. But
that's really clever.
Absolutely, and the shot was good as well. It was behind defense, behind Fresh, who was in the goal there. So beautifully done by him.
Well, Monk's 1 minute to get 2 goals. Definitely not unheard of here in Rocket League. Into the corner it goes. Timo can't reach on that. Bad Monk needed the pounce earlier. Does get the ball into the middle. Punch out!
Oh no!
Oh. Bad Monk's so close, but not close enough. We'll have to put on another attempt. Timo not strong enough on the 50-50. Sabo needs to get this into the middle to stand a chance for another goal. There's the drop. Net. Monk stay alive.
And this was just an onslaught of pressure there from Monk. Bad Monk with the backboard pass, and Sad Monk beautiful with the upper side of his car, actually turned his car and just putting it in a wide open net.
It's because he knew he needed the power there. So if you turn the car over, it adds more power. Well, it doesn't add more power, but it takes away less, essentially, because hitting it with the underside of your car, guys at home, actually reduces the amount of power you can put on the ball. That's a good hit towards the center. Sabo cannot get the finisher. Sab Monk towards the center. Wizzy does well to get that away, but the attack continues. Sabo looks for a pass to the center. Can't get the touch he wants, but Sab Monk up into the air. That's dropped into the danger zone. Well kept away. Sabo needs to keep this ball high, but no. It's going to hit the ground. Timo puts it down with Whiffmasters with a 3-0. Clench a must-win victory for them.
And just as it seemed that that Monk woke up in this series, I mean, till like 4 minutes long, Monk had one shot on nets, whereas Whiffmasters with like 5 shots or something. And then suddenly they just turned into 1 minute. They got 5 other shots out. 2 resulted in a goal.
And it's all because, like we said, they've got a pass to each other. Before that, they were just charging solo at the goal. You saw it in that last minute. They were dragging the ball around the side, trying to drop it into the box, or using backboard passes. Monks, unfortunately, spent the first half, the first 3 quarters, unstructured, not essentially playing their Monk style, and it hurt them. They'll have to learn this for next week, because like I said, this is a victory that is going to hurt them. A loss, sorry, that's going to hurt the Monks. Because next week, the Monks have to go up against, let me have a look, you guys at Arctic. And that's not going to be a pretty game for them. I'm going to say it now. That's a game which, on paper, they should lose. So, I don't know. This loss might just rile them up and make them a strong opponent for you next week, Stroby. But I'm sure you're feeling quite comfortable after today's performance.
Yeah, I mean, like Arctic Gaming, we're a team with the potential to beat everyone, but we also have the potential to lose against every team. So that's Arctic in a nutshell. So I always meet opponents with respect, even though
Yeah.
it's Monk who's at the bottom of the table. I play against them with respect for their ability to strike.
Yeah, you cannot underestimate any of the teams in this league. We saw it, let's say last week. Lausanne 3-2 against Monk. That was a super close series. Here today, Whiffmasters, I wouldn't say played the most beautiful game, but it was the game they needed to play. It's one of those ones you take every game by game basis. You do not base it on, Monks played bad this week, so they're going to play bad next week. No, they could put in all that work, just focus on their last series against you lads over at Arctic, and then come out on top. Because I'd imagine if they're being smart about it, they're saving every single VOD and watching what their opponents do. And that can be said each and every week, and it could just be this week, maybe they didn't feel that right. Maybe one of the players is under the weather and just couldn't really put in the performance. All these questions we can ask, but not going to get an answer. As unfortunately, that is the end of game number 1. Stroby, any closing thoughts on that series?
It's like Whiffmasters, they, like you said, they played their game. Even though when they got scored on, they didn't seem to panic or anything. It wasn't pretty, but it was the way to win.
All right. So next game up on stream, Silent Gaming versus Elvets. We'll, funnily enough, actually have Timo, so you can even pop in a little pre-game interview and feel like how Whiffmasters won that one. But he's going to be joining me in the Carson booth right up, coming next. So don't go anywhere, guys. Make sure you grab a drink, keep yourself hydrated. That's what the bot says. And we'll see you after this break.